Okay. So reproduction in protozoa. So what is reproduction? Reproduction is a biological process by which new individual organisms or offsprings are produced from their parent. Okay, we all know that. So protozoans are very, very primitive organisms. Okay, so even though they are primitive, so they exhibit both asexual and sexual method of reproduction. Okay, so first one is asexual reproduction. So what is simply what is asexual reproduction? So asexual reproduction is a kind of reproduction in which there is no formation of gametes and their fusion. Okay, so no gametes, no fusion. Okay, so without the fusion of gametes, the new offsprings or new individuals are produced. Such kind of reproduction is called asexual reproduction. Simple. We all know. Just that's the definition. So these are the different kinds of major asexual reproduction in protozoa. Okay, so one is binary fission. This weight should be here. So binary fission, multiple fission, plasmatoming, budding, and plasmogamy. So this plasmogamy is not actually a part of reproduction, but still okay. So let's see about the different kinds of you know binary asexual reproduction. These are the types of reproduction here. Asexual reproduction. So first one is binary fission. Okay. So binary fission, a kind of asexual reproduction. So in which two offsprings are produced. So we need to explain this. So that's why the name binary fission is given. Okay, so it occurs only in favorable condition. So it's a basic point. Okay, so it is generally not asked in the exams, but sometimes it helps. If you remember this, it helps in answering indirect type of questions. Okay, so it is the division of one individual into two approximately equal parts. Okay, so it is the primary method of reproduction. Yes. Okay, so binary fission probably the most primary primitive. You can also call it as primitive kind of asexual reproduction or reproduction, you can say. Okay, so this will involves, remember, mitotic division of nucleus. Okay, that is the karyokinesis or nuclear division, so which is immediately followed by cytokinesis. So once again, so karyokinesis means division of nucleus. Okay, cytokinesis means division of cell or cytoplasm. Okay, so cytoplasm including plasma membrane. Yeah, in ciliates like paramecium during fission, the meganucleus divides. This is important point. Amitotically, micronucleus usually divide mitotic division. Amitotic division means unequal division because the meganucleus or macronucleus, you can say, nucleus divides amitotically, and micronucleus usually divide by mitotic division in the animals in which two nuclei are present. Okay, so this is how the binary division takes place. So here, so types of binary fission. So longitudinal binary fission. The name itself is denoting us that. So the division here. So the plane of division is vertical. Okay, so vertical to the central axis or vertical axis of the body, so that the cell is divided longitudinally to produce two offsprings. Okay, so best example is euglena. Okay, so in euglena, so this type of binary fission is also known as sorry, symmetrogenic binary fission. So what is the meaning of symmetrogenic binary fission? So the newly formed individuals are mirror images of each other. So that's why the name symmetrogenic binary fission uh, is termed to longitudinal binary fission. Okay, so do you remember, right? So here the two, here you can see the flagellum is left side and here the flagellum is right side, just like a mirror image. So that is, symmetrogenic binary fission or longitudinal binary fission. And there is another, important point. In euglena, so apart from nucleus, okay, apart from nucleus, so basal granules, chromatophores, kinetosomes also divide with cytokinins. So here, if you observe the cell, so in the cell cytoplasm, there are different parts are present anywhere. So here, simply the cytoplasm is not shared during the division. Okay, these are the parts like basal granules, chromatophores, and kinetosomes. So they are also divided. They are not shared by pansabadu. Okay, ఉన్నాయి కదా అని సో ఇటు సగం అటు సగం ఇట్లా కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆఫ్ షేరింగ్ అనేది కాదు. So they are also divided and then they are shared. So what are those basal granules, chromatophores, and kinetosomes? So these are also divided. That is important point. Okay. So and second type of binary fission is irregular binary fission. You can see here the image as the amoeba, which is a shapeless protozoa. So there is no particular shape. This shape is not, constant. Within seconds, shape is changed. So there is no particular plane or site where the division furrow started. So that's why, irregular binary fission is seen in amoeba. You should remember the example. Okay. So then transverse binary fission. Okay. So telugulo addu didachite antadi. So it occurs in paramecium. So here the binary fission, the division furrow, it is started at the middle of the organism and the division is perpendicular to its long axis. Long axis ki so perpendicular ga అది స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది అండ్ డివైడ్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో దీనివల్ల ఇక్కడ లెఫ్ట్ ఒకటి రైట్ ఒకటి మనకి లాంజిట్యూడినల్ బైనరీ ఫ్యూజన్ లో ఫామ్ అయింది. బట్ హియర్ అప్పర్ సైడ్ ఒకటి లోయర్ సైడ్ ఒకటి ఆర్గనిజం అనేది ఆర్ న్యూ ఆఫ్ స్ప్రింగ్ అనేది ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. సో ఇప్పుడు ఆఫ్టర్ డివిజన్ The upper daughter paramecium is called rotor, and lower daughter paramecium is called opisthe. So those are the two terms we should keep in mind. Okay. So here this binary fission is otherwise also called as uh, homothetogenic binary fission or perkinetal binary fission. So it means that the division furrow or the division is perpendicular to the body's long axis. Perkinetal means kinety is arranged below the pellicle. So in this way, longitudinally. So to the kinety, okay. So here the division occurs perpendicular. So that's why the transverse binary fission example is paramecium. It is also known as homothetogenic binary fission or perkinetine binary fission. And in paramecium, so out of two daughter paramecium, okay, so the upper one is called rotor, lower one is called this thing. Okay, should remember these two terms. Okay, so then oblique binary fission. దీన్ని ఏటా వాళ్ళు విధా విచ్చిత్తి అని కూడా పిలుస్తారు. Okay, so here cytokinesis occurs along oblique plane అంటే ఇట్లా అన్నమాట. So in this direction. So the binary fission occurs like this. Okay, so this is famous example. So that is the seratium, in which and the binary fission occurs, in oblique plane. So these are different kinds of binary fissions that occurs in protozoa. Then so here the plasma convection. So then multiple fission. So here the diagram. So this is a normal protozoan which is unicellular. So in this type of in day before yesterday class, we have seen in Plasmodium schizoidal. Okay. So anyway, first of all, the cell divides into many daughter nuclei. So the nuclei divided into many daughter nuclei. Okay, so each daughter nuclei, it acquires some amount of the cytoplasm, and later each such cytoplasm containing nucleus, so that synthesizes its own plasma nuclei. So in that way, from a single organism, okay, many daughter organisms are formed. Okay, so in amoeba they are called, amoebulae. Okay, like even in interamoeba also. In paramecium they are called merozoites or cryptozoites. Okay, so anyway, that is multiple fission produces many daughter organisms. Okay, and one more important point regarding the multiple fission is, so it occurs in unfavorable conditions. To escape from unfavorable conditions, okay, so the protozoans, they undergo multiple fission so that its generation will be continued. If at all any one of the daughter offspring is survived, okay, so its next generation will be continued. So that is the main aim of the multiple fission. Okay, so multiple fusion occurs in unfavorable conditions. Binary fusion occurs in, favorable conditions. Okay, so anyway, in this karyokinesis is not followed immediately by cytokinesis. Okay, the nuclear division జరిగిన వెంటనే cytokinesis జరగదు. First, the nucleus undergoes a series of divisions, results into a number of daughter nuclei. Okay, so which usually arrange themselves at the periphery. అక్కడ న్యూలీ ఫార్మ్డ్ న్యూక్లియై అనేటువంటి పెరిఫెరీలో దే ఆర్ అరేంజ్డ్. ఓకే, లేటర్ ద బాడీ సైటోప్లాజం బాడీ cytoplasm they divide into as many parts as there are daughter nuclei, resulting into formation of several daughter individuals. Okay, so example in amoeba. So example for you know multiple fusion is sporulation. In plasmodium, we have seen in previous class, so that is called Shaiju. Okay, so in that way, two examples, amoeba and plasmodium. In amoeba, the multiple fusion is called sporulation. In plasmodium, it is called Shaiju. And also, yeah, here it is given. Yeah, formation of numerous daughter nuclei is followed by the formation of cytoplasmic buds. Each contains a nucleus, example plasmodium. And here, male gametogeny is also a kind of, um, that comes here. సో అంటే మేల్ గ్యామెట్స్ ఫామ్ అయ్యే టైంలో కూడా, సో దట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో ఏ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ మల్టిప్లికేషన్. ఓకే, సో యా ఇన్ ప్లాస్మోడియం sporogony is a kind of Shaijugony, and also erythrocytic life cycle of plasmodium. Erythrocytic and pre, exo, and erythrocytic life cycles of plasmodium. So they are all example for Shaijugony. And also next, sporogony, also example for multiple fission, and that is Shaijugony, a kind of multiple fission. So this is the diagram. And then plasmotomy. So it's very simple type of asexual reproduction. So if you observe the animal, okay, so it is a syncytial or multinucleate organism, the plasmotomy performing organisms like Opalina, yellow mixer. So these are the multinucleate organisms. Plasmotomy is a special type of fission in which a multinucleate protozoan divides into two or more multinucleate daughter individuals. So there is no particular plane, there is no particular number of nuclei sharing. Okay, so naturally, so without any particular method, so the opalinates, okay, they divide. వాటిలో అప్పటికే చాలా న్యూక్లియై ఉంటాయి, అది ర్యాండమ్ గా ఇట్లా డివైడ్ అవుతుంది, 2 ఫామ్ అవ్వచ్చు, 3 ఫామ్ అవ్వచ్చు. ఓకే, డాటర్ ఆర్గనిజమ్స్ మళ్ళా న్యూలీ ఫార్మ్ డాటర్ న్యూక్లియై ఆల్సో దే విల్ బి మల్టీ న్యూక్లియేట్. సో దట్ ఈస్ ప్లాస్మోటమీ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ Pelomyxa and Opalina or opalinates. Okay, examples are very important. So then budding. So what is budding? So a small at any part of the, you know, at any region of the body of an organism, okay, so that form a small bud or an outgrowth, and it gradually increases in size, and then it is detached from the parent organism. So that is a kind of, budding, right? So here you can see this is a budding. Here it is a modified form of fission. Okay, so not fusion, fission. So when a parental body produces only one bud, it is known as monatomic budding. ఒకటే bud form అయితే దాన్ని monatomic budding అంటాం. So example is verticillium. When a parental body produces several buds simultaneously called a multiple budding. Example, so ephilota. So this is multiple budding. This is, monotonic budding. So that is another type of asexual reproduction. And then plasmogamy. So here it is not a kind of reproduction actually. So a type of reproduction in which the cytoplasm of two or more parent cells fuse together. Fuse together without the fusion of nuclei. So even though two organisms they are fused, their nuclei are not fused. Okay. So after separation, they remain unchanged. అవి మళ్ళీ సెపరేట్ అవుతాయి. సెపరేట్ అయితే ఏ యానిమల్ యొక్క న్యూక్లియస్ దానికి ఉండిపోతుంది. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ a temporary union, that is okay. So mostly occurs in rhizomes. So, so what is the importance or need for this kind of plasmogamy is, so it usually serves for the purpose of digestion of large food. అంటే ఏంటంటే ఒకవేళ యానిమల్ చిన్నగా ఉంది, అది ఇంజెస్ట్ చేసిన ఫుడ్ పెద్దగా ఉన్నప్పుడు, సో ఇట్ టేక్స్ యునో help of other organisms of same species. అంటే అమీబా లాంటి ఏదైనా యానిమల్ తీసుకున్నట్లయితే ఒకవేళ తీసుకున్న ఫుడ్ దాని బాడీ సైజ్ కన్నా లేదా అందులో ఫామ్ అయ్యే ఫుడ్ వాక్యూల్ కన్నా ఇట్లా పెద్దగా ఉన్నప్పుడు, సో దీన్ని డైజెస్ట్ చేయడానికి ఈ ఒక్క ఆర్గానిజం సరిపోదు. అప్పుడు సో ఇట్ డిపెండ్స్ అపాన్ అనదర్ similar organism. So both are fused. Okay. So both are fused, and after digestion they are separate simply. So that is about the plasmogamy. Okay. So example as a person multinucleate protozoas. So plasmogamy, budding, plasmotomy. So multiple fission. So, yeah, Shaijogan. But a kind of, multiple fission, and then binary fission. So these are different types of asexual reproductions. And then sexual reproduction in protozoa. So in sexual reproduction, so it's the kind of reproduction in which the union of gametes takes place. So in sexual reproduction, union of gametes takes place, okay, to form a zygote Okay, so we all know that. So in protozoa, there are two types of sexual reproductions. Okay, so they are very, very common. So one is syngamy, another one is conjugation. What is syngamy? Simply, it is the union of gametes. Okay. So here, the fused nuclei or nucleus of zygote is called synchorion. Okay, so under two nuclei of two different mates. Okay, so they are united just like as in fertilization. So that fertilized, zygote nucleus is called synchorion. Okay, so type of you know syngamy. Here there are three types. So hologamy, isogamy, and anisogamy. Hologamy, isogamy, and anisogamy. So here, what is hologamy? Here, simple hologamy అంటే ఏంటి అంటే ఇక్కడ ఇవన్నీ యూనిసెల్యులర్ ఆర్గానిజమ్స్ కాబట్టి జనరల్ గా దే మే ప్రొడ్యూస్ gametes. Okay, so and then male and female gametes are fused. But in hologamy, the gametes are not produced. Two matured protozoans, they are completely united. Okay, so themselves behave as a gamete and fuse together to form a zygote. Example, trichonympha. Okay, and also so copromonas. So these are the examples. Isogamy, we all know that. So two equal morphologically similar or equal sized gametes are fused. So such kind of what we call the uh, but sexual reproduction is called isogamy. That means the gametes are similar size and shape. Okay, we cannot determine which one is male, which one is female. So anyway, isogametes are generally produced by multiple fission. So example for isogamy are chlamydomonas, monocystis. You remember these two names. Okay, chlamydomonas and monocystis. So that is isogamy. Anisogamy we have seen in plasmodium life history. Okay, in the plasmodium, two unequal sized male and female, you know, uh, gametes are produced which are not similar in size and shape. Okay, so and they are fused, they are fertilized. Such kind of uh, sexual reproduction is anisogamy. So example is plasmodium and the volvox. Okay, so then autogamy. So autogamy means here it involves the fusion of gametes derived from the same parent cell. So that is auto self. Okay, self fusion anamata. So autogamy example are actinophis and actinosphaerium. So this is anisogamy. Then the important kind of sexual reproduction in protozoa is conjugation. Okay, so it is otherwise called as so amphimixis also. Okay, so firstly it was discovered in bacteria. So by Lederberg and Tata. Okay, so here It is the temporary union of two individuals where exchange of genetic materials takes place by direct cell-to-cell contact. Conjugation takes place only between same groups, okay, but different mating types. And the male, female, it undergoes, the conjugation. So according to Victor 1. Okay. So after completion of the, you know, uh, conjugation process, so two organisms are separated. Okay. So now they are called conjugate, ex-conjugates. Okay. So it occurs to rejuvenate the vigor and vitality of, individual lost due to continuous binary fission. Okay. So then in paramecium, after uh, conjugation, okay, so 8 daughter organisms are produced. Okay, and in Verticella, 7, ultimately 7 offsprings are produced. See, this is the diagram of binary fission, how it takes place between the two mating types of strains of paramecium. So generally, the ventral portions of two, you know, uh, paramecium, they are they come to each other. Okay, they are attached with each other to form so a conjugate. Okay, so are temporary attachment. So now, as a paramecium is a you know bigger in size. Okay, so it is these two will be so disappeared. Okay, so macronucleus is disappeared. Okay, and at the same time, the micronucleus undergoes division. So first division, second division. So here, okay. So in this way, 8 nuclei are produced out of 8. Again, 6 are disappeared. Only 2 are present. Now there will be so biological bridge is formed for the exchange of the nuclei. Okay. So here, okay. So now this male pronucleus is going to this female uh, area, and this male motile gamete moves into another, you know, conjugate. Okay, so now the fertilization takes place. So now here the fertilization is over. Now they are separated. Okay, so here after separation they are called X conjugates. Each X conjugate, so it undergoes 3 cell divisions mitotically. So to form, sorry, not mitotically, meiotically first, then after that mitotically. So here the zygote again it starts dividing. Okay, so in that way total 8 daughter nuclei are produced. Okay, so out of which, okay, one only one micronucleus that remains as it is. Okay, so and so Yeah, entire form. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, totally entire form. So here again the larger nuclei have disappeared. Okay, the female, you know, or the zygotic nucleus, which is micronucleus. Okay, that divides into two, and then in the second division, into four. Okay, in that way, all the macronuclei are, so out of 8, 1 micronuclei, 4 macronuclei are remain. So 3 are disappeared. So here the macronuclei are shared. Usually ఇటు రెండు కిందికి రెండు. Okay. Whereas the the micronuclei nucleus that divides mitotically. Okay. So and it is also shared. Okay. So now again there will be another division. So obviously the macronuclei out of 4, 2 are entered into one animal, 2 are into another animal. So again they undergo cell division, and again here only micronucleus. Okay, micronucleus is divided. Okay, so to form 4 paramecia from 1 X conjugate. So this is another X conjugate. So another 4 paramecia are formed. So this is how the what we call the uh, conjugation in Euglena takes place. Total 8 daughter nuclei, so daughter paramecia formed are produced. So this is another diagram. So that is example for the multiple fission, conjugation. Here during this process also, okay, so whenever the energy is lost, okay, so in are unfavorable conditions are there, so there will be, starting of conjugation. So this is female verticilla, which is stationary, and this is the male type. Okay, so which is also, sorry, yeah. So this is male conjugate. Okay, that is motile. So it reaches to the at the base of the female. Okay, here the male paramecia are conjugate. It reaches to the female one, and here with this special opening, so the plasma lemma is generally dissolved. So and then it is attached. Now these two are called conjugates, and at the same time here the macronucleus is dissolved. Okay, so here single cell, single nucleus, single nucleus. So in the second step, two nuclei, two nuclei. Okay, so in that way, so both of these, both the nuclei are divided ultimately to form, so 4 macronuclei and 8 micronuclei. Okay, so here what I found. So here this male one, it completely is absorbed by its conjugate. So దీన్ని లోపలికి అబ్జర్వ్ చేసేసుకుంటుంది. So now the remaining out of remaining nuclei, okay, so only micronucleus is remained. Okay, so the macronuclei are disappeared. From micronuclei, again it is divided into 8 nuclei, out of which only 7, okay, okay, 7 will be remained, okay, and one micronucleus will be remained. So here, how to share? Okay, so here this is central point. So from here, yeah, so the division takes place to form. So 3 plus 1 here, 4 plus 1 here. So 4 plus 1 again divided. Okay, and ultimately, so 4 daughter offspring or daughter verticilla are formed. Okay, and in another you know excavate. Okay, so as there are only 3, okay, in the first division, so in one cell, so 2 macro and 1 micro. So here only 1 micro and another macro nuclei are remained. So again they are divided to form 2 verticilla. So all these 6 offspring. Okay, so they are similar almost. Okay, and here there is no division in this stage. So in this way, in what we call the paramecium, we have seen a kind of say reproduction. So in paramecium, total 8 daughter you know conjugates are formed or offspring are formed. Okay, whereas in verticilla, 7 offsprings are produced. So that is about the the sexual reproduction. And then parthenogenesis. So what is parthenogenesis? Okay, so here it is a mode of asexual reproduction in which offsprings are produced from unfertilized egg. So from the unfertilized egg, so we call the parthenogenesis takes place. Okay, so example for parthenogenesis is Chlamydomonas and Actinophris. Okay, you remember Chlamydomonas and Actinophris, they show parthenogenesis from the protozoa. Okay, so that is about the different kinds of reproductive methods in protozoa. And then our next topic is locomotion. So locomotion is directional or either of the direction. Okay, so directional movement that enables someone or something to move from one location to another location. That is the definition of locomotion. Okay, here the word derives from two Latin words when loco means place and motio means to move. Okay, anyway, so there are different kinds of loco organelles. Okay, so here, what are those locomotory organelles? We all very well known. So pseudopodia, flagella, cilia, and tentacles. Okay, so these are the locomotive organelles of the protozoans. Anyway, so there is another one, follicular contractile structure. Okay, are locomotor organelles in protozoa. So first one is pseudopodia. So what is pseudopodia? A kind of temporary, you know, uh, outgrowth that is formed to move the organism from one place to another place. So anyway, so right. So pseudopodia are false feet are temporary structure formed by the streaming flow of cytoplasm. Cytoplasm అనేది streaming flow లాగా ఉండడం వల్ల so you know the pseudopodia are generally formed. Pseudopodia are of different types: lobopodia, philopodia, reticulopodia, and axopodia. See, lobopodia like a blunt finger, philopodia like a thread, okay, and axopodia. So a rod like um, structure. So and then a reticulopodia. So here different kinds of locomotive organelles they cross with each other to form a network-like structure. So that is reticulopodia. Okay. So anyway, first one is philopodia. Lobopodia. So these lobopodia are lobe-like pseudopodia, which is these are lobe-like pseudopodia with broad and rounded ends, as in amoeba. Amoeba లో ఉన్నట్టుగా broad and rounded end ఉన్నటువంటి so pseudopodia is lobopodia. Okay, so then anyway here generally the cytoplasm is composed of both ectoplasm as well as endoplasm in the lobopodium, just like cytoplasm. Here, lobopodium generally move by pressure flow mechanism. Okay, so there is a theory. So let's see after these locomotive organelles. So lobe-like, you can also call them as finger-like, like pseudopodia or lobopodia. So here example is amoeba, we all know that. But then Philopodia, simple filamentous or thread-like. Filamentous means a kind of thread-like pseudopodia is Philopodia. So example is Euglaifa. Okay, so Philopodia are made of only ectoplasm, unlike pseudopodia. Pseudopodia ectoplasm ఉంటుంది, endoplasm. So, but here not like that. So then the reticulopodia. So reticulopodia is nothing but, so the lobopodia number is more the number. Okay, so they, they class each other. Okay, so ఒకదాన్ని ఒకటి దాటేసినట్టుగా ఉంటాయి and form a network. Reticulum means wala, right? So here the reticulopodia, okay, so they are also filamentous just like filopodia, but they class with each other as there are many pseudopodia present like this. So many they are arranged pseudopodia. So in the video, so this is how, so the lobopodia, which are like filamentous structures. Okay, so here now you can see the net-like appearance of lobopodia due to overlapping with each other. Okay, such kind of pseudopodia are called reticulopodia. So reticulopodia, here the branched and interconnected. So reticulopodia display two-way flow of cytoplasm. Okay, so example. Polystomella. Its another name is Elphidium. Elphidium or Polystomella, so contains reticulopodia and axopodia. Here, yeah, yeah, exopodia means they have needle-like straight pseudopodia, a rod-like straight pseudopodia are present. So here they contain a central axial rod. Okay, they contain central axial rod, so which is covered by granular and adhesive cytoplasm. Okay, axopodia display two-way flow of cytoplasm, and axopodia are characteristics of heliozoans. Heliozoans లో ఉంటాయి. సో దీనికి ఎగ్జాంపుల్ గా actinophrys. Actinophrys is the example for the axopodia. So these are different kinds of pseudopodia. So one is lobopodia, finger-like pseudopodia. Example, amoeba type of filopodia, filamentous pseudopodia. So example, Euglaifa, reticulopodia. So net-like pseudopodia. Example, Elphidium, Polystomella, and Axopodia. So kind of stiff rod-like pseudopodia. Okay, so covered by granular adhesive cytoplasm. So axopodia is the characteristic feature of heliozoans like actinophrys. So that is about the pseudopodia. Okay, so I'll stop here. So let's take half an hour, 20 minutes for the complete this. Right.